Right then, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome you to the very first episode of A Poet Plays Path of Exile. Now, you will have to excuse my eye bags and my somewhat quiet voice as I have a little bit of a cold today. But the show must go on, and you will notice that I've changed my way of presenting because I would like to imitate Sir David Attenborough. I think that it would be an excellent way to show you the fun world of Wraeclast and the exiles that live in this online paradise. I'm sorry, this is really for humor and I really hope you enjoy it, but here we go. Our journey begins with character creation, and we will start by creating our witch. As you will notice, I am starting in the Prophecy League rather than the Standard League because this is an event and it comes with all sorts of little delicious goodies.
They were right to fear me. If only they had listened to their cowardice. Had they not taken my home with fire, I would not have taken their children. Now I'm banished to Wraeclast. I've heard the dark rumors, seen the terror in the other exiles' eyes. But to me, one land is like any other. The elements are my allies, the dead are my servants, and fear will be my closest friend.
Well, based on the witch's statements, you can tell that she is a huge fan of the Scarecrow from Batman. As decided by my fans, her name shall be PoorEvi, and I would like to thank Sakurai and Zoe especially for helping me work on this name. This will be the journey of PoorEvi through the world of Wraeclast. And although she is quite the slight girl, I think she will be fine. The game has begun, and I would like to welcome you to the island of Wraeclast. Our witch begins by lying on the beach as the waves wash over her face.
The very sand shivers with malice. There's a power here that welcomes me.
And welcomed indeed she is.
Bastards dumped near 24 of us off that ship. You and me were all that survived the swim. Never was much difference between exile and the death sentence. Once I catch my breath here, we'll take a look around, see what Wraeclast has on offer. I thought I saw smoke at those ruins up the beach. It could be worth checking if there's...
And the man is killed by a zombie. I have picked up a driftwood wand, and I will now kill this hungry corpse.
The dead will soon rise for me, not against me.
The zombie has dropped a fireball. This is a skill gem, and it is used in this world to activate your skills. As we start exploring the island, you will notice that there are more zombies. They seem to be drenched in blood and shambling toward us, and they are extremely, extremely ugly. Ladies and gentlemen, I have set the zombies on fire and seemingly separated their bodies from their legs. More zombies have appeared to welcome us to Wraeclast.
I need more mana.
And my witch is out of mana. I shall have to drink a mana potion to restore her power so she can continue burning the dead. Even the local wildlife seems to want to kill us, as this strange spider, cephalopod, I don't know what you call these things. This strange creature seems to want to spew gravel at us in the form of tiny pellets that look quite like something else coming out from that end. Once again, my witch runs out of mana, so I have to recharge her with a potion. And those barrels were apparently booby-trapped. Why would someone booby-trap barrels on an abandoned beach? I do not know. My witch seems to have found an iron hat with which to protect her head. It looks like somebody's cooking pot was basically placed on her head, but perhaps it will offer some protection against the elements.
And I thought I'd be a dead woman by now.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, my witch has leveled up, and we will now be choosing a new skill for her. I choose to go with attack as my first skill, as most likely these level 1 monsters cannot kill my witch. I can only hope that my ideology is correct. As you might have noticed by now, the dead seem to be dropping a wide assortment of loot, but they do not have any pockets, so one actually wonders where all this loot comes from. And if I may, I might have to check my settings, but before I could do so, zombies have attacked. Okay, now that we are alone, I need to check my settings so I can... Ah, yes, that is the one I needed. A moment to move my webcam, and a moment to move it back. There we are, good as ready. Now, as you can see, items are properly highlighted, so we will not miss anything. And the chest is empty. What a lovely trap. Our gem of fireball has been used to the extent that it's ready to level up before we've even entered the town. The zombies really seem to be everywhere. I don't know how anyone lives with them shambling about constantly. They are apparently called the Drowned, but they look more like they were slashed with a sharp implement, or stabbed in the back, according to that little hole they've got there. Someone has been lighting torches around Wraeclast, politely helping us find our way around. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the first boss. He is a rather gigantic man called Hillock, and he is also very ugly. Watch as he takes swings at my witch. He is dressed in swords and arrows, probably from the unsuccessful people who tried to kill him. And my witch is out of mana, which is why she stood there doing nothing. Always remember to fill up your mana before engaging with tough enemies. And my witch has now killed her first boss. She looks totally happy. That is absolutely a happy expression. And of course, she gets loot to make her happier. We have now made our way to the first town of Lion Eyes Watch. Someone has kindly opened the gate for us, and we will now be entering. This would appear to be a small town in the middle of nowhere where other exiles can gather, and if you are wondering, the game is free to play. You can download it and play it. These are apparently real players, and seeing as the game is quite old, I did not expect them to be here, but they are. I shall run around in a circle just to show them that I am a human being. And now we shall proceed to talk to the quest-giving NPCs.
I saw what you did to Hillock out there, witch. Your black art is the reason you're here in exile. It may also be the only thing that allows you to see another dawn. I'm Nessa, and I suppose I should thank you for ridding us of that putrid giant. Back in Oriath, I judged your kind without hesitation. In Wraeclast, I don't have that luxury. Lion Eye's watch isn't much, but it's ours. We could use you here, while you live. But should you wish to venture out, do just one thing for me. Out on the coast, amongst the wrecks, there must be a ship's medicine chest. I have many to care for, and there's only so much I can do with herbs and seawater.
Lady Nessa has now tasked my witch to speak to Bestel and perhaps find a medicine chest so we can aid the sick exiles upon this island.
A wayfish, waterlogged witch, washed up in Wraeclast. That's the first line of the poem I'm writing about you, exile. Easy, girl. You could scorch a bloke with a look like that. The name's Bestel, captain of the good ship Merry Go. At last, my Merry Go is gone. My crew is gone. But my wits remain, after a fashion. There's an island, a hop, skip and a wade offshore of the terraces. That's where my Merry Go ran aground. Watched the locals spit roast the ship's doctor, but his medicine chest might still be there, amongst the splinters and bones. It'd have everything Nessa might need. Dr. Shaky Hands Opton was lousy with a scalpel and even worse with a saw, but he knew his apothecary. Explains the shaky hands, if you ask me.
Right, so the poetic pirate has stated that a drugged-up doctor has a medicine chest somewhere on a neighbouring island. I am now required to travel to the tidal island.
Is it choice that carries you here, or is it fate? I see a need in you. A need to peer into your future. A need to follow the right path. But your future has already been cast, so open your mind and embrace it. Long ago, my people called me a Hatungo, a wise woman. Now they call me a revenant. But it is not my fate to return to the Mother of Death just yet. For now I stand with one foot in this world, and the other foot in the realm of the dead. I'm an inquirer of the living, and an interpreter of death. I sense you have questions. For a gift of silver, I will answer them. But you seek more than answers. Riches, power. These I can also provide, in a way. All you have to do is join me. Heed my words, but walk your path. The future is mine to tell, but yours to claim. It is time to fulfill your prophecy.
Right, the crazy witch woman has demanded a gift of silver in order for us to receive a prophecy. What use she would have money on an island like this, I do not know.
Fine work with Hillock. Where'd you learn to fight like that? No, don't tell me. We exiles have no history. Dominus took it from us the moment his blackguards dumped us in the water out there. Just live or die now. Here, have one of these. And no need to thank me. I'm thinking of myself and the others here. The longer we fighters live, the longer everyone lives.
And now, I will get to choose my first skill. And we shall be ignoring this fellow for now, because he's technically not an NPC that you acquire on your first run. Now, as you will notice in my stash, I actually already have some equipment here these were from the testing that I did on this character, and I will now retrieve it. Just a moment, I realize my camera is in an awkward place for the stash. There we go. Right. 12, 35. Okay, I've got another fireball gem. Ah. Right then.
Can I help?
My witch is now armed and ready for her journey into the wider world of Wraeclast. Identify. Before we go out into the coast, we should first purchase some equipment. Now, you may not have the Scrolls of Wisdom, which are used as currency, but since I do, let us outfit the witch a little better. The witch is an intelligence-based character, so she requires things that have energy shields on them, and preferably with these blue skill slots. And I cannot wear this thing, because it... Oh, I can. There we go. I had to admit that worried me for just a moment. Right, excellent.
Greetings.
Now, as you will notice, your inventory space is relatively limited, so you don't want to carry too much out with you into the wilds. Now that my witch is ready and traveling light, we shall move on into the rest of the game. Now, as for the skills that you can see here, my witch has earned quite a variety. I will be testing out a few of them,
my sisters.
but the main ones are Freezing Pulse, your Fireball, and Magma Orb, which is really quite lovely to use, and your Raising of Zombies. Normally on your first playthrough, I suggest you took the Raise Zombie skills, because that is what is going to keep you alive. Now, the water on the beach is clear, and the witch seems to have fun exploring. Wraeclast is a place filled with danger, but the birds don't really seem to care. They are happily... Oh, they've flown off, finally. Well, they were happily standing there a moment ago, despite a zombie horde shambling toward us. My Freezing Pulse seems to have taken care of the zombies, and my witch is able to progress. Ah, a silver coin has been acquired. This will allow us to... Oh my goodness, is that a bound corpse? Ladies and gentlemen, I appear to have found the corpse of a man hanging from some kind of post, and upon his inside spilling out, he seems to have dropped some loot.
I need more mana.
If you are wondering how I'm exploring, you can follow the minimap in the top right hand corner of my game. And a weathered carving is closely guarded by a group of cannibals who are bashing their own heads with their tools of war. This one is throwing rocks at us, and she is dead. Their souls seem to quite literally exit their bodies, and that one was shattered after I froze her. Let us inspect the weathered carving. Perhaps it will give us some understanding of this place.
Khan's canoe struck this sand with the force of destiny. At his beck, the greatest war host in Parody history tamed the wild sea, their canoes coupling with the land one by one. Lion-eyed gemlings met us with shining metal and bold words. Hyri's arrows withered their pride, Calm's axis silenced their despair. Marseilles Lion-Eye fought bravely to the last. Calm honored him with a place on his belt. Calm has shown Wraeclast our Parody strength. Calm will teach Wraeclast the Parody way.
Well, it would seem that barbarians have attacked this land, and Calm is their leader who killed somebody who was here before. And oh my goodness, there is a group of infested crabs on its way to us, along with cannibals. My young witch has said, to learn is to live, and I completely agree with her, just not when there are crabs coming toward us with parasites attached. My word. For this level I'll be taking a defensive skill, because I want my witch to survive while these parasited crabs are attacking her. Let's have a look at them actually. You can see that they are really quite disgusting because there's something attached to their cranium as they attack us. A very rare item is just dropped. It is an Orb of Alteration. Well, it is rare in the early stages of the game, very useful for trading. And that finishes off the horde. Even as we travel along the coast, there is no sign yet of the tidal island. At least the birds have some sense to run away. Now there is another skill that I haven't shown you yet, because I've had no need for it, but oh my goodness, these people are disgusting. There's an impaled corpse staring at me, and now I shall do something equally disgusting apparently. I shall be summoning zombies. These are my minions to aid me in my fight against whatever comes my way. And the impaled corpse just got even more gross. Its intestines have spilled out and it has sort of slid further down the pole, and nothing has come out for us. There's another bound corpse, and it would appear we've encountered another boss. The Fire Fury is launching fireballs from the sky at us, and my zombies are at least engaging her and taking some of the damage off me. Thanks to that, I've slain her, and her soul is freed. She hasn't dropped much that is of use, but it was a worthwhile kill. Having gained an additional life flask, we are now in no danger of running out of health. As you can see, I can keep a maximum of 3 zombies with me, and they will serve as my guardians. Right now they are quite literally walking through fire for me, which is really very nice.
I need more mana.
Fortunately, I have to keep summoning them as they are dying. The more I explore, the more worried I am that we will not find this tidal island. And I really hope to find it before I run out of filming time, because that would make this a really silly episode that they kind of made no progress in. Oh, another impaled corpse. And it gave us nothing. Ah, ladies and gentlemen, we have found a waypoint. This will allow us to journey back to town and empty our inventory. The tidal island is also nearby.
Greetings.
Since we are here, let us get our prophecy.
Welcome. A hand scrolls on a wall, or carves into bone, a tale that undoes the world and teaches those who come after.
I will read something written long ago. That is completely not vague at all. Ladies and gentlemen, we have just made it to the tidal island, and in the interest of time, I shall attempt to finish it off in 5 minutes. Compared to the beach before, the tidal island is surprisingly sunny, and it looks like a really warm environment. But cannibals are present here as well, and my witch must defend herself. Corpse lies in the sand. It appears to have been dead for some time. My corpses are still bleeding. My pretty little witch has leveled up once again, and truly, she has the appearance of a candied heart amongst her zombie horde. Now we shall choose an offensive skill, as her defense is sufficient, especially with her zombies protecting her. Our skills have also leveled up, and we will now increase their power. This corpse seems to have dropped quite a bit of loot. I shall take the most important things that I can carry and leave the rest. A horde of cannibals seems to have spotted us, and I'm now dealing with them. They present no danger to us, as they are but trash monsters at mere... I don't know what their level is, but they are pretty much easy to kill. Ooh, watermen! This is the first new enemy that we've encountered, and they seem to be beings with crab-like claws made entirely out of water, and my zombies did a fantastic job of smashing them. If I had the time, I would actually examine all these little things on the beach. The attention to detail is immaculate because you can see bones and shipwrecks and the broken parts of whatever was crashed here. Ah. Now, on this island, we need to seek a specific boss called Hailrake. I have actually played this game many times before. I mean, it comes with a very Diablo 2 style of exploration and loot drops, and I really wanted to finish it, but never got around to it until today. The cannibal hordes are unending, and they have dropped a skill. But unfortunately, it is a green skill suited for rangers and shades. And oh, here is the boss, Hailrake.
I need more mana.
Once we deal with him, we will be able to finish our quest on the tidal island. And, ladies and gentlemen, Hailrake, along with a very disgusting black soul, has dropped a variety of items that we can use. medicine chest, chain boots, a medium life flask. As you can see, I am leaving most of the normal loot as we do not want to carry too much. Our inventory is already filled up, and we will examine the loot once we are back in town and probably on the next episode. With the remaining time I have left, I shall clean up this island so that we can start the next phase of our journey clean. Amazing. Look at the ash scatter as we stare at this old shipwreck. My zombies will protect us while we examine the detail of the wreck. Ropes and broken wood. Wonderful. Oops, that signals that we have gone over time for the filming, but I shall still try and clean up the island.
Much clutter.
It's unfortunate, but we shall now have to sacrifice some of the normal loot because magical loot takes greater priority, and arranging your inventory is one of the most important facets of this game. Oh dear, I shall have to find a place to put my superior chainmail vest. But it seems that I do not have a place at all. Ah. A little bit of Tetris should have opened up space, but unfortunately it didn't. Oh, there. Normal loot is quickly sacrificed, and we now have space for our magical loot.
I think this Wraeclast will serve.
I think it will as well. With the exploration of the island now done, I hope that you will join us next time on our next episode as the witch goes back to Lion Eye's Watch and then into the rest of the interesting world of Wraeclast. Please stay tuned as a poet presents to you Path of Exile, a wonderful game that you can play for free and enjoy. Well, if you just enjoy seeing zombies running around like this, trying to protect you. This has been Chenny, and I shall see you next time.